Hey guys, welcome back to another college football video. In today's video, we'll be going over the top 11 teams that still have a shot at making the college football playoff. I know some of these are very slim, but they still have a chance if the outer stuff goes absolutely crazy. And before we get into it, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below. Let's get into it. At number 1, we have the Georgia Bulldogs, and for good reason. I have them about a 99.9% chance of making the college football playoff. I think they're the second best team in college football. The CFP has them at number 1, but I still think Georgia's one of the better teams in college football that will automatically make the college football playoff. Even with a loss in the SEC championship to LSU, they will still make the college football playoff, and they'll be number 1. They've just been outright dominant. Their defense is really good. Their offense is good. Everything about Georgia this year has just been absolutely insane. They've looked good all year. At number 2, we have Ohio State, and I think they're a win situation because even if they lose to Michigan, I still think they're still going to the playoffs, even without that Big Ten championship win. So Ohio State, you can lose a game this year and still make the college football playoff. Michigan has to win out to make the college football playoff. I think if Michigan loses to Ohio State, it's automatically over them, and they're not going to the college football playoff. J.J. McCarthy has his team rolling, and Blake Corum. Michigan, I think, is really, really good, and even with the loss of Ohio State, I think they're a top 4 team, but I don't think it'll land that way. Number 4 is TCU. After winning the game against Texas in very close fashion, all-time thriller, I truly can say TCU is a top 4 team. I think TCU will make the college football playoff because they'll be unbeaten, and they're the best team in the Big 12 by far. And then this was a hard one because Tennessee, I still think, has a chance to make the college football playoff. I just don't think any of the top 4 teams, Tennessee's not better than any of them, and that's what I think in my opinion. I still like Tennessee with Hendon Hooker. He's one of the better QBs in college football. And now what I have to say is the second best team in the Pac-12 in USC. It was Oregon, but then, as you know, Oregon just lost to Washington, so it's no longer Oregon. USC has been on a roll with Caleb Williams. I mean, looking like one of the better teams in college football, better offenses. And North Carolina is actually on this list. When you look at it, they're ranked number 15 with 1 loss, and they just clinched an ACC championship spot. So if they can end up beating a ranked NC State team left on their schedule, and then they beat a top 10 Clemson team, I could see them making the college football playoff. I think it's very slim, and I don't think it will happen, but there's always a chance. This is college football. You got to remember this. All right, and another one. Everyone knows they're on the list. It'll be maybe the first ever 2-loss team to make their college football playoff. But if you look at it, if they win the SEC championship, they're going in. I don't care what anyone says. But I don't think they're going to beat Georgia in the SEC championship. And I think that one's already an L. There's no way that LSU beats Georgia. And I think this is very, very slim. Utah is actually on this list now after picking up a dominant win tonight. And then next week they go in to play Oregon. Utah just beat Stanford in a blowout fashion. If you can beat hopefully a top 15, top 10 Oregon by next week with a Bo Nix that's absolutely rolling, you have a chance. Because if you win the Pac-12, you beat USC. Alabama's on the list. Think about it like this. LSU might lose to A&M in some huge upset. Tennessee might lose. Georgia might lose the SEC championship. I mean, LSU might lose the SEC. There's so many circumstances where you can put Alabama in. I just don't see it's going to happen. And then same with Clemson. If Clemson ends up winning the ACC championship, you might have to put them in. I mean, if you can beat North Carolina, who might be a top 10 team at that point, but I just don't see it, guys. And that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below because I love making these videos for you guys. I'm back making college football content. What I love to do. I'll see y'all in the next one.